Wife's out at a gala as her client's date, posting pictures looking like a celebrity on his arm, and I'm sitting here wondering if I'm supporting her career or just watching my marriage turn into a spectator sport. I'm 44, and my wife is 44. She works on an art advisory committee, so attending galas, events, and client meetings is part of her job. She often meets clients for coffee, lunch, or dinner, and I don't always know the details, and that's completely normal because it's part of her work. She's always professional, transparent about her friendships, and I trust her judgment completely. Recently, she mentioned she's going to a gala with a friend, S. He's a wealthy client she met about a year ago, and they became friends professionally. She introduced me to him once, and he seems like a genuinely good person. He invited her as his date to this gala, and my wife said it's fine. I did ask her, though, if she's actually going as a date, and she just laughed and said, date doesn't always mean romantic. She said it's important for her to get networking and meet new people. Then she smiled and said, if I get into this gala next time, I won't need to take that man with me. I'll take you instead, while laughing. She's been getting ready since morning, picking her dress, hair, makeup, the whole thing. And man, I don't know why, but I've never felt this uneasy about her going out before. I'm jealous, but I don't want to ruin her opportunity either. Still, it feels strange like handing your wife to another man's arm in front of everyone, even if it's purely professional. I'm not saying she'd ever cheat. I trust her, but that thought lingers. So yeah, tonight I'm just gonna cope hard. Not sure how I'll sit here at home while she's out there shining under the chandeliers, but I guess that's part of loving someone ambitious. She said she'll share her live location, text me during breaks, and not visit any private place or his hotel after. She'll be back around midnight, maybe later. Sometimes she comes back to home in the early morning after event. I'm not insecure. My wife would kill me if I went on a date night with another woman. I could pick one of my friends or even another woman to go out with, but I don't. Out of respect for our marriage and love for my wife, it's always about the choices you make and the sacrifices you accept. I didn't stop her because I respect her and her opportunity. Edit. She left home a few hours back. His driver picked her up. She was looking happy. Just some minutes back, she posted a story. She reached the gala and she is safe, and I'm going to my buddy's place. Comments. Commenter 1. If you voiced your concern and she ignored you, she doesn't respect you. If you tell her you really don't like this and she goes anyway, huge warning flag. You are not her priority, which is a massive step in the wrong direction for a healthy relationship. Commenter 2. Another man asked your wife out, knowing she's married and even met you. That's incredibly disrespectful. You are a soft dude. Period. All this nonsense about her work and all these people in here telling you it's normal and fine and you're effed up for feeling weird about it are the problem. Get your balls back, man. Commenter 3. Dude, you sound very insecure and could be damaging what you already have by expressing so much unwarranted concern and having her jump through hoops like you describe. You're responding too much to the playful use of the word date. They're just attending the same professional function together, which could really benefit her work. Update 1. This post blew up honestly. I didn't expect that many people to respond. Some of the comments really helped me calm down and see things from a better perspective. So, my wife left for the gala around 5:30. S's driver picked her up and she was glowing, excited, confident, and beautiful. When she left, I felt a bit uneasy, but I smiled and wished her a great night. After all, it's part of her work. Once she was gone, I had the house all to myself. I spent the first few hours reading your comments and they actually made me feel lighter. Then I saw her Instagram stories, where she was posting pictures with her date and some other people at the gala. She texted me later, and I teased her a bit, saying, "Tell the bartender to pour one for your jealous husband sitting at home pretending to be chill." She laughed. Honestly, she looked stunning in that gown. I can't even deny it. Her date was lucky to have her as his date that night. It was worth the whole day preparing makeup, waxing, and that costly gown. Around 8, I went to my buddy's place for a couple of drinks and dinner. He's a single guy who lives alone. The most chill dude ever. I told him everything, and he just laughed and said, "Why are you worrying? You'll get a new wife next time and a younger one." I couldn't help but laugh too. Anyway, I got back home around 10, called my wife, and we talked for a bit. Everything seemed fine. Around 1 a.m., I noticed more photos popping up on her feed. She was mingling with some big names and even a few royals. Around 1:30, she video called me and said she was staying over at a female friend's place since it was too late to drive back. My wife said her date had already left for home, so that's where it ended. She had said she'd be back home by midnight, and I'd even planned to drop her off or pick her up. I suggested that plan before the gala, but she didn't ask me to come and get her. This morning around 10, she came home in a Uber, but her hair was messy and her gown looked nothing like when she left. It was obvious she'd had a long night. She kicked off her gown, sat in the garden taking a sunbath, and started telling me stories from the gala while I made her some juice. I can't say what exactly happened, whether it was all innocent or not, but the truth is, she spent the entire night out. I don't have any proof of anything wrong, but I do know that her date introduced her as his date to those elite guests. To that crowd, they probably looked like a couple. I'm still processing everything. She didn't keep the one promise she made that she'd be home by midnight. Instead, she stayed out the whole night. Update 2. It's been a week since the gala. Things have been strange. Not exactly hostile, just quiet in a way that doesn't feel peaceful. She's been busy, everyday meetings, client visits, and a few evening dinners that apparently couldn't be rescheduled. I tried to act normal, asking about her day, offering to drive her places, but she's been short with her answers, always fine, busy, or I'll tell you later. I've been noticing small things. The perfume she wore to that gala started showing up again during the week, even though she said she only bought it for special events. Her phone is always face down now. She used to leave it everywhere. Now it's glued to her hand. And the friend she said she stayed with that night, I saw her post saying she was out of town that whole weekend. So either my wife lied or her friend somehow learned to be in two places at once. The part that's been eating at me is this silver bracelet I found in my wife's office drawer. I've never seen it before. It wasn't hers, I'm sure of that. She doesn't even wear silver. It had a tiny engraving on the inside, S's initials and the year. That's when something in my chest started to tighten. I didn't confront her about it right away. I wanted to be smart, not emotional. I needed to know what was really happening instead of throwing accusations that could be twisted around later. So I decided I'd go surprise her at work the next morning. She told me she'd be in a gallery meeting until noon. I took a half day off and got there around 11. Her office door was almost closed when I got there. I could hear muffled voices, hers and a man's. I stopped and listened for a bit. They were laughing, then it went quiet. I hit record on my phone and pushed the door open. She was there with S. He was leaning on her desk. She was standing right in front of him, too close. There were papers all over, her lipstick smudged at the edge of her mouth. When they saw me, they froze like I'd just pulled a gun. No one said anything for a few seconds. My wife finally spoke first, saying something about a heated discussion. I remember her voice shaking. S just looked at me, calm, almost smug, like he didn't think I'd actually show up. Then he said something that made my stomach drop, that I should have told him we weren't in an open marriage. That's when it clicked. She'd told him that. She told him we were open. My wife of 15 years, the same woman who made a scene once when I liked a coworker's post on Instagram, had told another man she was allowed to sleep with him. I could see her realizing what he'd just revealed, and she started trying to cover it up, saying it was a misunderstanding. But you can't really misunderstand something like that. I just stood there holding my phone, still recording. I asked her which part of this was professional networking. She started begging me to stop recording. I told her I wasn't recording for her, I was recording for myself, because I was done being the fool. S tried to walk out. I stepped in front of the door and told him not yet. I didn't touch him or threaten him, but he didn't move. I told him he wanted to talk about art, right? Then maybe he could explain what part of the exhibit included my wife's lipstick on his collar. He didn't have much to say after that. My wife started crying, not because she was sorry, but because she realized it was over. She kept saying it wasn't what it looked like, but everything about that moment looked exactly like what it was. It got loud after that. Someone must have heard, because a few minutes later, one of the admin staff came in with a security guard. I stepped aside, told them I was leaving, and walked out with my phone still in my hand. I didn't even look back. When I got home, I sat in my car for a while, just trying to figure out what I was feeling. Anger, sure, but mostly disbelief. Like all the air had been sucked out of my life in one moment. I kept replaying what he said in my head, that he thought we were open, the arrogance in his voice, and the realization that she was the one who told him that. Later that night, she texted me a wall of messages saying she didn't mean for me to see that it wasn't what I thought, that nothing happened. I didn't reply. She tried calling. I let it ring. The next morning she came home trying to explain. I told her I didn't want to hear it. I said I'd let her know when I was ready to talk. Then I told her she should start looking for a new place to stay for a while. She cried again, said I was making a scene. I told her she already made it. I just happened to be holding the camera. Now I don't know what my next move is. I haven't gone public. I haven't told her job. I haven't even told my buddy, but I've got everything recorded. Proof, names, details. I'm not rushing this. I'm not going to scream or beg. Update 3. It's been a few days since the office incident. I've replayed it over and over in my head so many times that it feels like watching a scene from someone else's life. The moment I walked in, the way they froze, the look on her face when S said he thought we were in an open marriage, it's burned in my brain. I caught everything on my phone, not crystal clear, but enough. Enough to destroy the little image she's built around herself. After that day, we haven't really spoken. She left the house the same evening saying she needed time to think. I didn't stop her. I figured she could think as long as she wanted, preferably far away from me. Since then, she's been texting nonstop, saying it was a misunderstanding, that I embarrassed her, that she's afraid I'll ruin everything. I read them, but never replied. What she doesn't know is that I already decided what comes next. I'm not the kind of man who screams, breaks things, or begs. I'm quiet, but I know exactly where to cut so it hurts. S reached out too, trying to sound professional, asking if we could clear the air. I ignored him at first, then replied once saying we could handle things privately. That was bait. He took it. While he thought I was calming down, I was setting everything up. I'm not stupid, but I sent an anonymous email from a new account to her board and a few high-end clients. It said there had been repeated unprofessional interactions between staff and clients compromising the image of the committee. I attached the full video. By the next morning, the art committee suspended her pending review. She tried calling me 21 times that day. I didn't answer once. I just watched as the people who used to comment on her posts, invite her to exhibitions, and call her an inspiration, stopped interacting overnight. Then came the text from her. "You're destroying my life." I replied once, short and honest. "I'm just letting the truth breathe." That's when I found out something interesting. S isn't single. He's married. I remembered the wedding ring he always took off when he came around. I did a little digging and found his wife's public page. She's the complete opposite of my wife. Quiet, family-centered, posts about their kids and charities. So I mailed her a small package. Inside was a USB with the video, screenshots of texts between my wife and S, and a note that said, "You deserve to know what your husband does when he says he's networking." I didn't sign it. It took 3 days for that bomb to go off. S deleted his social media. His company issued a bland statement about restructuring, and I heard from one of my wife's colleagues that he quietly stepped down from a charity board. I can't lie, that one made me smile. My wife's been falling apart ever since. She moved into a friend's apartment, claiming mental exhaustion. Her family called me, crying, begging me to stop whatever I'm doing. They kept saying it was a moment of weakness, an emotional mistake, and that I should think about the years together. I told them to stop calling unless they wanted me to upload the full video publicly. They hung up. She sent one last message last night saying she still loves me and that I'm better than this. But I'm not pretending to be noble anymore. I'm in fact not better than this. All the people she used to impress now whisper behind her back. Her little networking crowd that once cheered her ambition suddenly decided they don't know the full story. That's the same polite language people use when they're done with you but want to sound classy. Her name used to be gold in her field. Now it's dirt mixed with perfume. You can try to mask it, but it still stinks. Meanwhile, I'm calm. I wake up, I work, I go to the gym, I sleep fine. It's strange how peaceful silence can be once the noise dies down. I thought I'd feel rage, but it's more like a cold satisfaction. I won't lie and say I don't miss parts of her, the small routines, the way she'd hum when getting ready, the smell of her perfume when she walked past, but every time that memory comes up, I just see her office, the smudged lipstick, and S. That image kills the softness immediately. I'm not filing for divorce yet, not because I want her back, I don't, but because I'm not done making sure they both remember me every time they think they've moved on. I want her to rebuild her career and then lose it again. I want him to rebuild his life and know it's fragile because someone out there still has proof. I know some people will say I've gone too far, that I'm being cruel. Maybe. But she took something that was supposed to be real marriage, trust, loyalty, and turned it into theater for people with money. I'm just showing everyone the behind-the-scenes footage. She wanted a glamorous story. Now she's the headline nobody wants to touch. All I ever asked for was honesty. She gave me performance instead. Now I'm just returning the favor with better production value. Final update. It's been months since all of this blew up. I didn't think I'd be here writing this, honestly. After everything that happened with the office incident and the fallout with S, life has quieted down a lot. But it's a weird kind of quiet. Not peaceful, just empty. My wife's reputation is in shambles. Her social life in the art world is dead. S's marriage collapsed, and he vanished online. It's like the people who used to orbit around them no longer exist, and honestly, I don't miss them. After update 3, I stayed quiet for a while. My wife had moved out temporarily, claiming she was mentally exhausted and needed space. Her family tried calling me non-stop, begging me to let it go, saying it was just an emotional mistake. I didn't answer them. If they wanted to talk, they knew where to find me. I wasn't about to undo the consequences she'd earned. Months went by, and I started hearing that she was trying to rebuild her image, quietly, behind the scenes. Apparently, she was planning to move to another city and apply for a position at a rival firm, hoping nobody would link her past actions to this new opportunity. Honestly, I could have let her try and maybe fail slowly, but I realized I could cut that bridge before she even stepped onto it. I put together an HR reference package for her potential employer, screenshots of texts, edited clips from the recordings, a detailed recounting of the office incident. I sent it anonymously. She didn't even get a chance to walk into that job before the offer was rescinded. I don't feel proud about that. I just feel final. Everything that could remind her of boundaries, loyalty, and trust has been made crystal clear. There's no soft landing here. She called me a few weeks later. I wasn't home, so she left a voicemail that I didn't listen to. From what her family told me afterward, she was hysterical, saying I had taken everything from her. She didn't understand, or maybe she refused to. She gave it all away herself. Every choice she made from the moment she called S her date led us here. I didn't take anything. I just let the consequences play out. Eventually, she showed up at my door one night. I was inside, alone. She was crying, her makeup running, her hair messy, barely recognizable from the polished image she had cultivated. She tried to explain, begged for understanding, maybe even forgiveness. I listened, quietly, for a few moments. Then I said the only thing I could. She gave it all away. And that was that. She asked me if I ever loved her. I said yes once. That was enough. Then I closed the door. She knocked, pleaded, begged for a second chance, but I didn't open it again. She left eventually. I don't know where she went after. I don't care anymore. Life has moved on in the strangest way. I sleep better than I did months ago, but there's a hollowness I didn't expect. Part of me still misses her in ways I can't name, but I refuse to let that nostalgia undo everything I've built around consequences. I'm not searching for closure, because closure is her problem, not mine. I'm not angry anymore, just aware. The house is quieter now. I think about selling it sometimes, moving somewhere else, maybe abroad. The thought of starting over is tempting. I don't know if I'll look for love again, at least not soon. Not because I don't believe in it, but because I've learned how fragile trust really is, how quickly it can be shattered, and how meaningless it feels when someone treats it like a joke. I've been careful not to gloat publicly. The story is out there. Quietly, the art world knows the truth. S's family knows, her family knows, and she knows. That's enough. I don't need revenge anymore. I just needed her to understand that betrayal has a cost and loyalty isn't optional. People will probably say I was cruel. Maybe I was, but she turned our marriage into theater. She acted like her life outside our home was separate from us, separate from me, and that's not how it works. I didn't start it. I just finished it on my terms. There's a strange sense of calm now. I still go through the motions, work, errands, small interactions, but everything is sharper. I notice things I never did before. The quietness of the house, the spaces she used to occupy, the echoes of decisions that shape this final act. I think about S sometimes, about the arrogance he carried, about how fast everything turned against him once he realized loyalty isn't just words.